So in my last video, I was talking about a session I had about grief, a breathwork session that I was facilitating on the topic of grief. And I was saying in my last video that grief is essentially impermanence, and that what we are grieving is what is not permanent in our lives. And so that can be something that you meditate on or are just mindful of. Say, for example, if you're a dog owner, if you own a dog, you might have experienced being filled with just so much love and joy from how much love and joy they add into your life, and how much they make you laugh and show you affection. And you're overcome with emotions because you know they're not going to be here forever. You're overcome with emotions in your positive gratitude and appreciation for the fact that they're not going to be here forever. They're not permanent in your life. And so that can go for a lot of things. That can go for just the obvious, just pointing it out, because I feel that people are losing the ability to just be able to see what's obvious. And what's obvious in our lives is often what should bring us and will bring us gratitude and appreciation. Our jobs, for example, those are not permanent. Those do not have any reason to and be and are guaranteed to be permanent. Okay? And what comes from that job? Your income, family, your best friends, your friends, your age, your situation. Again, that may be obvious, but sometimes the obvious, being mindful of it, can be really powerful. Especially if we're in a very terrible situation, we can just go, hey, this is not going to be permanent. It's not. It can't be. Nothing is. Unless you are allowing it to. Okay, there are certain things that are permanent in your life because you are allowing it to be permanent. There was a video I was watching on YouTube about the homeless people that live in the underground tunnels of Vegas. And there was a guy that they were interviewing, and he was talking about how he has no attachment to any belongings because he's had his things stolen from him so much that he doesn't care about belongings, he doesn't care about money, he doesn't care about anything. And while I did sense a lot of extreme apathy from him, from his words, because he was homeless, but I also sensed a lot of just mastery over grief. No attachment to anything in his life, and hoping and wanting and even thinking, even having the thought that this is going to be permanent in my life. I'm going to have this forever. And he's abandoned that thought because probably everything that he has associated everything to thinking and feeling and having the emotional attachment to things that he was hoping and felt and thought were going to be permanent in his life. That's what the mala I'm wearing symbolizes. Impermanence. Because if it weren't for impermanence, nothing would be here. We wouldn't be here. TikTok would not be here. This video, me watching this wouldn't be here. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing because it's everywhere. It's everything. You can apply it to everything. This phone isn't permanent. My wheelchair is not going to be permanent. If you don't like your body, hey, it's not going to be permanent. So in this time that you do have it, love it. I hate not having fingers, right? But hey, this is not going to be permanent. So I'm going to love myself, and I'm going to do what I can and how I can and when I'm able to and how I'm able to while I'm here. The saying, what you're not changing, you're choosing. Well, what you are not changing, you are making permanent in your life. In the caption of my last video, it said, grief is absence. Grief is absence. What you are grieving is the absence that grief creates in your life. So I want you to breathe into that absence that grief creates. I want you to breathe into the absence, into the impermanence of the big and little things in your life. And I want you to breathe and mentally prepare yourself for the moment that these things that are impermanent in your life go away. You stop experiencing them. They are no longer there. You can breathe into something, choose something, and allow your mind to wander to just how you might come to the end of that being in your life, experiencing the impermanence of that, it not being there anymore, not something you can go to, not someone you can go to, not somewhere you can go. Breathe into that. Be gentle with yourself, because a lot of things are going to come to mind. Start simple. Start simple. This table, this phone, like I said earlier, this phone, it's not going to be permanent. You're going to go upgrade to the next one and the next one and the next one. And just breathe. And every breath, every exhale, you're minimizing that hole, that absence, that void that grief creates. Your vehicle, your health, it comes and goes. You get sick, you get better. So many things. I don't feel complete, but I don't have any more time in this video. Take care of yourself. Praise impermanence. Nothing is permanent.